Hello everyone and welcome to Holistic Healing with Deepshikha. The topic that I'm going to talk about today is forgiveness. And what I understand forgiveness means based on my experience till now on this journey. When I had initially started on this journey, and I'm talking about the days when I was still at my initiate level of Merlin Trinity Healing System, and those were the days when keeping track of the self-healing days needed extra effort, and I would put these quotes as a status on my WhatsApp and mark the number of days that I had successfully completed. And this one day I put one quote on forgiveness, and that started a conversation with someone on my contact list. So a conversation that became lengthier and lengthier than was required, and left me feeling very irritated and somewhat frustrated because I just wanted that person to accept my version of forgiveness. And today I have chosen to speak about this topic because I have realized that forgiveness can mean different things to different people, and that depends on the place that they are in their life or in relation to that particular situation at that point of time. And I like to believe that there are stages to forgiveness. The first stage is to accept that you have been hurt. We often see acceptance as weakness when it is actually, in reality, just a part of being a human. The second stage is to understand that the act that hurt you had more to do with the person who hurt you than you yourself. The third stage is to realize and accept your contribution to the situation that hurt you. Often, out of our fear or our insecurities, we let people cross our boundaries and keep making exceptions for them, telling us that this one last time is when we are adjusting, or probably this is the last time that we would let them get away with something of like that sort. Basically, we keep ignoring all the red flags. The fourth stage is to decide that you want to forgive. And this at times may get tricky because this requires a lot of strength on part of the forgiver. The next stage, that is the fifth stage, is to remain committed to the decision made at the fourth stage and to hold on to that forgiveness. You know why? Because there will be situations which will seem familiar or may bring back certain aspects of memories, and at that point of time, it is very easy to think of the past event with bitterness, and that is where you have to remind yourself of the decision you had made to forgive and then stick to it. In fact, while reading for this episode, another thing that I came across as being part of the process of forgiving someone else was reconciliation with the other person. But I don't completely agree with this, because my views on this is that the reconciliation with the other person depends completely from situation to situation. There might be people who you need to reconcile with, and there might be people who you need not reconcile with, and I think that both is okay. But what is important is reconciling with yourself. What I mean by this is that forgiveness is often seen as an act towards someone outside of ourselves. But I think forgiveness begins with us. When we first forgive ourselves for having been in a situation or relationship or an event which hurt us, and for not taking ourselves out of it before getting hurt, or staying in that place of hurt for too long, that is what forgiveness means. Also, when you hold resentment towards another person, you are bound to that person or condition by an emotional link, and the only way to dissolve that link is forgiveness. Forgiveness shows the real strength you have. It is a gift that you give to yourself. Forgiving others is not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. And I think this sentence is also true when you seek forgiveness. To accept one's fault requires a person to be brave enough to be able to face the consequences of their actions. And I would like to end this episode with a quote by Lewis B. Smiths. Forgiving does not erase the bitter past. A healed memory is not a deleted memory. Instead, forgiving what we cannot forget creates a new way to remember. We change the memory of our past into a hope for our future. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do share and leave a review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. Wishing you a great day ahead. Thank you.